show the fact of this is good enough to make the generator is universal with adequate excited control. The point important here is whenever there is external loading in the circuit, let us say network was sitting in dark crystal engine, then some changes happening in the southern grid, some problem. With this one grid for one nation concept, that particular reflection might be experienced almost instantaneously in this grid also, NER grid also. What challenge I am trying to make you understand? That challenge is, under these conditions, what we find? We find that respective generators, which are not having identical rating in vacuum, respective generators in the Indian grid are having varied rating of the generators. 100 megawatt, 200 megawatt, 500 megawatt, maybe more than 65 megawatt, and so on. So the biggest challenge is, under these conditions, the lowest rating generator has lowest control rank also. And therefore, what will happen? In the large network operation, lowest rating generator is going to experience the maximum oscillation, what is called rotor angle oscillations. Why? Because the control is limited. Perturbation is seen by the external circuit, experienced by this generator and all generators. So what happens? Whenever there is a change, the perturbation sharing is decided by the rating of generators. Largest generator will have least extraction. Least rating generator means lowest rating generator will have the most extraction. And therefore, this excursion is forcing the generator operation to undergo the oscillation. And these oscillations can only be corrected either the loads are shed or generators in the group are able to respond within time for the given change in the loading. If it is not done, if it is delayed, what will happen? Lowest generator rating is going to create the operational problem for the remaining generators, remaining transmission system, remaining grid operation. And what at most can happen? Since the turbine governor control is well defined, its rating is well defined, nothing can be done. At most, we can go to the maximum inlet of the steam by the control, but it takes time, minutes it may take. And then, by the time the system is going to change its type modulation in power injection, the network has already experienced the oscillation, and system may be out of step also. So what you should know? Under the large grid operation, even minor perturbation can lead to major perturbation, because minor perturbation is viewed at large scale now. And under these conditions, the lowest rating generator is going to experience immediate oscillation and micro also. By time control functions, micro also. And here you know, tripping of 100 megawatt power plant is now chaotic for the entire large network operation. Because network was already a deficit of power. This 100 is further added to this. and therefore remaining lowest rating generators, which were simply oscillating, not tripped again at immediate state. So the theory is like this: under these conditions, there might be cascaded tripping, maybe area tripping, ultimately leading to a grid failure also. So what to understand? Whenever we talk about the system operation, system components reliability like transformers, generators, substation equipments, or they are having the excursion in terms of the voltage. You know, once I say there is a change in loading, it means there is a power swing, real reactive power swing. And you know the real reactive power swing is voltage fluctuation. Voltage fluctuation at the UHV AC range, you can imagine that. Switching over voltages, what you have read in the theory, are very detrimental for a large grid operation. And that might create the problem of transformer failure, insulation failure, maybe insulation pressure also get because of the large switching operation. And therefore, what is important to know? Our priority is nothing should fail. That is the today's grid operation. Once we say nothing should fail, it means it must have intelligent grid operation concept. Intelligent grid operation is nothing but a smart distribution system, a smart transmission system, a smart generation system. So once we say smart distribution, it means any transformer per phase loading never exceeds beyond the rated current calculated. That through the intelligent automation, that all the consumer loads, if exceeding, must be removed as a load shedding of the respective group of consumers which are responsible for the particular per phase current exceeding. So once we do this business, what we call, this is known as intelligent load shedding mechanism. And intelligent load shedding is one control which need to be initiated when there is no other option. And therefore, what it does, it is trying to immediately regulate the per phase voltage of the generators, these transformers. So per phase voltage is almost balanced. So once you see the per phase voltage almost 230 volt, so 440 volt or 400 volt the way the rating is, that is ensured for the phase. If it is not, for example, you don't have any control at the distribution transformer with the concept of the smart distribution system. The transformer is first leading to unbalancing, that is unbalanced phasing. These unbalanced loads will immediately create trouble to the transformer winding, and transformer IL might become this electric loss is there, and therefore it may be fail. Inter and temperature rise will be so that IL may come out of the tank. Once it is done, then there is no mechanism in the transformer which will maintain the temperature of the transformer winding, and ultimately is damage to the transformer winding, very short of the respective phase which is exceeding the permissible value of that. And then once it happens, you can imagine transformer is going to the transient condition now. And you know the transients are very microseconds transient. And in microseconds what is going to happen? That transient is injecting the transient voltage, transient current back to the circuit. Suppose you are experiencing 11.4 kV, then 33/11 kV circuit is also getting affected. 132/33 kV circuit is also getting affected. Then 400/132 is also getting affected. It means one misoperation of the transformer is creating trouble to the grid operators. The grid voltage is now no more constant. Grid frequency might change abruptly because of this load, and once it happens, there is no control possible in the power system. Why? Because there is no control design for transients. Only the tripping operations are there. Breaker will operate. Relay will sense the spot. An entire circuit is disconnected, which is further detrimental because we are already going under the various unbalances. This is another new unbalance, and the system will be chaotic in the sense, by the time the operator is able to understand what to do, the system has gone. It means, what is solution? Distribution system solution is a smart distribution system. Intelligent load shedding of respective consumers, just for ensuring the phase balances, current regulation of each phase, ensuring the safety of transformer, there is no transformer outage, and in this process you are helping the grid operators to ensure frequency to be constant, to ensure voltage to be constant, and finally your smart distribution system is helping the grid to recover. Exactly on the same line, we go for a smart transmission system. Primarily, what you know, in transmission system, our primary objective is to maintain the voltage, to be constant. Grid voltage must be maintained constant. At most ±5% it can vary, but not beyond this. Grid frequency has to be within time band regulation, that is 49.9 to 50.4 Hz. So what is important? Transmission system is backbone of the utility, especially trunk lines, which are carrying bulk power, like 4 kV line, 65 kV line, 220 kV line. Any outage in the distribution system is cascaded in the respective state, because it is not only affecting that substation, it is affecting the nearby substation also. And therefore, maybe 11 kV voltage may go 13 kV, 14 kV, burn transformer. Immediate loss in transformer is going to be realized. If you have a smart distribution system, there is nothing like over voltage or 11 kV going to 14 kV or 13 kV or coming to 9 kV. Why? Because we are maintaining the per phase balancing of the load. And therefore, there is nothing like unbalancing in the phase, nothing like voltage variation at the input of the primary of the transformer. And therefore, what it does, it helps the transmission system to remain healthy. And therefore, transmission bus voltage, which is 400 kV or 220 kV or 130 kV, wherever the connectivity is, that voltage is within acceptable limits as per the IEGC code. So what point is, in case there is a variation in the loading pattern, as a distribution system, the transmission system is also experiencing the change in frequency, change in voltage. So by the time the controls are activated at the distribution system and reflection is coming to transmission system, there is one advanced concept of smart power control, what we call smart power tool, utilizing FACTS controllers. FACTS controllers are, one control is modulating real power, by inserting the series capacitor in automation, that is known as SSC, static synchronous series compensation. In India we don't have. In India we have continuous series compensation, CSC, what we call TCS. But it is old technology, new technology, except in India we have SPS, what we call static power systems. But in actual practice, the new technology is STATCOM, static synchronous compensators. Why I put this point is, any control injected in the circuit within time is the only solution. If control is injected with a delay, it is very dangerous for the system. So there is a first fundamental theory in control engineering. Any control modulation, if it is to be done, it has to be done within time. That is within a second. Ideally, is within 1 second. But in actual circuit, it may take some delay, maybe 2 seconds. Logic and system will operate with load shedding, etc. in built-in automation with the earlier point I mentioned. This will recover. And therefore, what we gain out of this? We are trying to modulate the real reactive power in the transmission system itself for the respective load unbalancing at the distribution level, before it is reflected to other systems. So, smart transmission control concept is change in real power, change in reactive power is handled by the smart control, that is STATCOM and SSC in automation. And with the new technology, it becomes through PMUs, pressure measurement units, which is the real-time GPS pressure sensor in milliseconds. And that is advanced technology which I cannot get to know, but if you are interested, you can go to the internet and can get the biggest challenges. Whenever we do this business, we are concerned that our grid remains stable. This grid voltage is 1 current value, grid frequency is 50 Hz. Now, once we have a smart transmission system, there is least repercussion at generator terminals now. What I talked earlier in the beginning. Suppose the entire disturbance is handled by the smart distribution control, the smart transmission control, then disturbance will never reach to the generator itself. So even the weakest generator, which was connected earlier, will be stable, no problem. It means if you can retain the lowest rating generator in operation for 20 years without any damage, you earn the hundreds of crores of rupees any day. There is a big revenue to the utility. That is a big national economy upcoming. So what I am trying to let you understand, with the new technology, even the lowest rating generator is now good enough to sustain in the large grid operation, which with today's classical operation, it will take off, no option, or it has to go for shutdown, no option. So what I advise you all, whenever you are getting the training modules, whatever the faculties that you know, apart from that, you must go on your own. To understand today's technology, which is globally upcoming. I have written many papers on this IEEE explosion, you can search my name and then go to the apps controllers and so on. You find many things. So the point is, training is not just to get certificate. Training is to have the competency in the respective area. That's very important. What I have asked you to ensure training with competence. And if competence is not available with you, then it is failure of the NPTEL, for which the officers are directly accountable. I have told very clearly. So keep in mind, knowledge upgradation is your requirement. It is national requirement, global professional requirement. But as a professional, as a researcher, as a professor, it's my responsibility to let you know the technology, to train you all in the technology.